Hi, it's Margie with Communicating Today's Way, and I want to welcome you to this short presentation. And I want to give you a cheer for taking a step towards being in charge of your online content and your online messaging. And there are many ways to take charge of your online messaging, and what we're going to be talking about in this presentation is how you can create multi-use content from just one single idea, one single theme. So what does that mean? It means that you can take one thought, one purpose, and develop a week's worth of varying content, all related to that one thought and purpose, but created and appropriately dispersed across the multiple online resources and platforms that you yourself use. So let's address first coming up with that one thought. Where do you get your one thought? Well, you could pick the first thought that randomly comes into your head, and you might get lucky and have that work. It is possible. But if you want to add some purpose to it, there's two places you can go. You can go to the buying selling process, and you can go to the components of your business. So let's dive into each one of those. The buying and selling process is the process that your buyers go through from before they have a need for what you offer to post-sale. And there are four major stages of that process. And I relate them to going fishing. So you have waters that you want to bring your fish into so you can catch them and connect with them. And all your buyers are fishes. So, and the track stage, to find that single idea for a theme, what thoughts bring your buyers to your waters? So what makes them know that you have the waters that they swim in? So in the world of soccer moms, the waters are the world of soccer. In the world of technical geeks, the waters are technology. So what thoughts bring your buyers to your waters? And connect. This is when they bite the bait on the hook. Something grabs their attention, something specific. You hit the nail on the head with them regarding some specific, unique to their need and their interests. So what thoughts do you use to catch that specific attention that you could come up with a theme for a week's worth of content? Engage. What thoughts do you have to keep your prospects knowing more? They have the need, they're looking for information, they'll watch a video, they'll go to a web page, a blog post. What thoughts, when you're thinking about engaging with prospects, can you come up with that could create a week's worth of content? And then lastly is convert. What thoughts do you have that propel your prospects to ask you how can they buy? Is there an urgent situation that they go through or you offer, or a season or anything along those lines? What thoughts in that area of the stage of buying can you come up with one thought to have be your theme for a week's worth of content? And then if we explore the components of your business, well, your products and services are your business, yes, but the components also include the A to Z of everything to do with your business, which means the waters. The waters are part of the components of your business. So they create the source of the problem that you have a way for people to get a solution. So go to the source of the problem and find an idea there that could be a theme. Or the actual problem, the want or the need, could that be a theme? Or what you do, what's the process that you use to match your services or products to the needs to make the buyer know that you're the choice they want? Are there any thoughts in there that you could turn into a theme for a week? The result, what you provide as the end result, what they get via your products and services, could be a story there that you could build a week's worth of content from. Your passion has a lot to do with your business. It's definitely a component of your business. High or low level. A high level can make you much more successful than a low level. And in some cases, people might do business with you just because of your passion. Can you take a piece of that and turn that into a theme for a week's worth of content? So between the buying and selling process and the components of your business, there's a lot to think about. And I'll be honest, if you think about it from your head, sometimes it's too much. It's too big, and you come up with writer's block. Or as many people tell me, they think of the same thing. They can never come up with anything different. So you need to slow down, find a quiet place, go through these different pieces that we just went through, and do this. Put your hand over your heart and really focus in on your heart while you go through these different pieces of the buying stage and the components of your business. And I predict that you will come up with a story or an incident or a memory or a moment, something that you will say, I'm going to go with that thought. The thought doesn't have to be earth-shattering. It doesn't have to solve world problems. It can be very simple. And you just want to have one thought that you can build off of. So try putting your hand over your heart. Focus on your heart. It takes a little dedication because you want to go through your head, but focus on your heart and see if you come up with the story that will open up a lot of creativity for you. So let's go through an example. Here's a single thought. And again, it's not going to solve world problems. It's not earth-shattering. It's very simple. Healthy food is more expensive. Bad food costs less. This is how simple and basic the thought can be that creates the week's worth of content. Okay? So where can we go from here? Well, we go to our blog post. How am I going to write an exploratory blog post based on that? So the source is always a good place to go to start. What created this? Where did it begin? Where did it come from? And when you look at bad food, good food, convenience in food has created a lot of easily accessible bad food, although some of them are coming up with better options, which I applaud them for, the fast food providers. But the need for convenience and the fast food industry has brought in a lot of bad eating habits. And it costs less. People on budget, doesn't matter, high income, low income, they don't want to spend money on higher quality food. And so we have this situation occurring here. And so you could question it in a blog post, but is it really more expensive on a daily budget basis? Yes. Excuse me. But in the long term, over 5 years, let's say, the medical costs that come from eating unhealthy food, losing time at work, losing time out of school, what is the cost of that per paying for healthier food? So you could do a very good thought-provoking blog post based on that. 3 short articles just for people to look at and grasp and comment on if they'd like to. Do a comparison. Comparisons always work great. So 5 unhealthy foods and 5 healthy foods. Difference in cost, calories, nutrition, convenience, one of those, 2 of those, all of those. Compare them. A fun way, you could do 5 fun ways to change your eating lifestyle and stay on budget, and do things like the Hello Fresh service, or show some very healthy vegetables that are low in cost and still taste good. Ideas like that. You can compute the difference and do a comparison again, compute the difference in cost of a one-day menu of good food and a one-day menu of bad food. And sometimes when people see stuff written down, the difference isn't as much as they imagine it to be, and it's very easy to come up with that difference. If they give something up during the rest of the week, at least they could eat healthy for 1 or 2 days a week. So those are 3 articles that come from that one simple thought. And now I'm going to take you to social media posts for simple little snippets from that one thought. You can have a photo of shrimp cocktail versus French fries. You can have a before and after photo of a person who switches to a healthy eating. You can link to step 1 for transitioning to a healthy eating plan. Video on how to choose breakfast cereals. Link to an intake form for getting started on a new diet plan. Photo of a family eating ice cream cones with the question, when is this bad? And a second question, when is this good? Stuff like this, all from that one thought. You just need to sit down quietly and let it roll. Let it come out of you. And once you start doing it, it'll get easier and easier. But can you do it every week? Yes. And to do it off the top of your head every week and each day within the week is a lot to ask, especially if you plan to be effective and professional and get it done. Thing is, the days go by and you don't get to it and you never do it, so you lose a day. But if you can, my hat is off to you. But for most of us, to take that one thought and disperse it across all your online resources for over a week without repeating it over and over or presenting it in the same way, different words, but the same way, that same style, takes discipline of mind and planning. So what I found to be miraculous in making this happen easily, effectively, efficiently, and professionally is to implement what I refer to as an editorial calendar. And my kind of editorial calendar isn't the template that you download and fill in the blanks, no. I'm talking about taking an hour or so each week, focusing in on your messaging and the resources that you use, dispersing it, get your message out there, define it. It's kind of fun to do once you start doing it, by the way. And then apply a realistic implementation via your calendar for your other activity during the week, and then form this editorial calendar. So let's say you come up with, you want to do 3 blog posts, but you pull out your calendar at the end of creating this messaging and you say, I only have one day that I can write a blog post. So, okay, this week we do 1 blog post. You get it together. You know you've got your communications laid out. You know it's realistically applied within your calendar. And come Monday, you pull out your calendar and it tells you what you're going to do and you go and do it. Some people actually write out their complete posts. I personally just put down my purpose, what my intention is, but I can do that. Some people can't. Either way, it's fine. But do take the time to focus in on it, and it'll get less time as you get more acclimated to doing this. And I guarantee you, when I first started doing it, I didn't think I was wasting time. I was getting everything done except my blogging, so I thought I'd give it a try and see if it would help me and be more consistent. And to my total astonishment, the first week, again, I could go in online and I could just do from my head what I wanted to do. I didn't think I was wasting any time at all. But I wasn't wasting time, but I was using up mental energy. And when I implemented the calendar, I had all this extra time, because I didn't need to use any mental energy. All the thinking had been done when I did my session with myself over the weekend. So I just went in and did it, and that left me wide open to take on other tasks that I wanted to get done during the day with full focus and full energy. So if I found time, I can only imagine that I'm going to find time for you. Because even if you argue with me and say, well, I'm not going to find time when I haven't been doing it, but you might have been thinking about it and wanting to do it and then carrying the load. So give it a try and see if you can find that time. But along the way, you are also going to feel more effective, complete, professional, and productive. And I created this training that you can access via the link here on the slide, bit.ly online EdCal, and it's only $37. It's web-based. It's 6 modules. You do at your own time. It includes 1 audio and 1 live phone call with me, 45 minutes, one-on-one with me. So you can't beat that for $37. So I encourage you to give the online ed calendar a try, the training, and it doesn't get much better. And I welcome your questions. If you have some before you access it, email me or call me. You can either, you already know how to reach me, or through my profile page on the social media resource you're seeing this on, it has my information. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts, hopefully on that phone call via the training. So with that, I wish you good luck, happy and successful connecting online, and I'll see you soon.